episode of The Trend Talk, we welcome non-binary Latinx playwright artivist Ser Anzoategui, who stars in the series VIDA. Xolo Mariduena talks Karate Kid remake Cobra Kai. And Cesar Melendrez talks high-tech home gadgets. All that and more on The Trend Talk.
Welcome to the Trend Talk. We are so happy that you can join us once again. You know, Naibe, today I wanted to talk about what is in a label. And I'm not talking about clothes labels, okay? I'm talking about the trend that people now are not letting people identify you. Rather, we are self-identifying, you know, whether culturally or gender-wise.
Or sexuality-wise, right?
Or sexuality-wise, yes. And so, you know, there are so many different ways to identify, okay, other than men, male or female.
Right.
Okay. So take for instance the LGBT community. The LGBT community title now is LGBTQIA because you have to include the queer and the other, I don't forget what the IA stands for. But now it's like very confusing because we don't know what to call people, but they have over 20 different labels, and there's a transition in how to self-identify.
And that's great, though, because I really feel like it's progress. Because before, you know, like in the 70s, it was only like gay or straight, gay or straight. And obviously, even back then, there were women and men that didn't really identify with gay or straight, and thus the development of all these different labels. But it is the gays and lesbians, I think, back in the day that paved the way for all of these other labels to kind of start coming forward and saying, hey, wait a minute, I'm not really a lesbian, I'm not really gay, I'm this. And that thus the labels, I think it's a good thing, all these labels.
Well, for us, it's a little bit confusing, you know? But the one thing I know that has been made clear to me is that this is not about sexuality. You know, this is about gender. Especially for people who identify as binary, non-binary, which means they don't identify with being male or they don't identify with being female. They just, whatever they feel, I guess.
So what do you think is the difference between gender and sexuality? I guess gender is whatever, you're obviously either male or female, born male or female, that's gender. And sexuality is what you feel, what you're attracted to, right?
No, I think it's connected with sex, with with your sex life. I don't know. It's really, really interesting, and you know, there's so much to learn. But in the end, you know, this whole thing started, like you say, back in the 70s, and it's been changing. And if you're not in that community, you don't really know. Until recently, you know, I was made aware of some of the things, and now I'm thinking, oh, okay, that makes sense. It's like saying, don't call me a Latino, I'm Mexican.
Or Hispanic.
Or someone saying, oh, you're Mexican. No, I'm not Mexican, I'm Puerto
Rican.
Or I'm American. It's the same thing. So they're identifying, like you say, oh, you're gay. No, I'm not gay, I'm non-binary. No, or I'm a lipstick lesbian, or I'm a pansexual. You know, there's so many things. And we need to respect that, and we need to learn. Well, we just scraped the tip of the iceberg on this topic, but don't worry. Our next guest, Ser Anzoategui, is going to shed a little bit of light into this. They just got cast in a new STARZ series called VIDA. So don't go away. We'll be right back.
I think it was survival, and also to try to understand who I am and what I was going through when I was 18. I was, exploring my sexuality and taking classes in college. And I started to take theater.
It's a talk show like no other.
Stop, go. I said, what if Latinos had a chance to do our own programming? Like, what would we do?
Exactly.
Okay, so
Salud.
Exclusive celebrity interviews.
That I am telling everybody and telling the world right now. That yes, I am.
The Trend Talk with Naibe, Reynoso, and Hernandez. And follow us on social media. Find us on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube at The Trend Talk Show.
welcome back. Our next guest, Ser Anzoategui, just landed their first series regular role in STARZ new series, VIDA.
Emma, this is Eddie.
Eddie.
She helped Mommy run the bar and was like her roommate.
Vidalia had a roommate.
Emma, after we bury Mommy, we can both go back to not talking, but for today, just please.
How much longer do we have to do this?
I'm real sorry about your mom.
Come on, you came here looking to see me.
I came because Eddie's wife just died.
Her what?
Welcome, Ser, and we are so excited that you're here because that is a series that has really got a lot of buzz.
Well, I'm excited. Thank you so much, and I'm so honored to be here on the Trend Talk with you both. Thank you, and yes, VIDA is definitely, it's on fire. So I'm so happy to represent the show, STARZ and VIDA today, and it's definitely, it's gonna blow people away. So hold on to your seats.
Yes,
seriously.
Wow. But you started gaining momentum in Hulu's Islos High.
That's right. Yeah.
And you played a gay character there.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And then, but not only that. I mean, this is your lifestyle. You've been an artist. You've been a performer. You've written like 2 shows, like theatrical shows, and based on your life, right?
Mm-hmm, right.
So tell us how you got involved in the performing world. What drove you to be an artist, an artivist?
Well, thank you for that question. Yes, I think it was survival, and also to try to understand who I am and what I was going through when I was 18. I was, exploring my sexuality and taking classes in college. And I started to take theater, and I saw John Leguizamo do Freak on HBO. And I got up from the sofa and just went right up to the screen, like right up to it. And I said, this is what I want to do. I can do this. I could talk about my mom like this. I could talk about my family like this. And to see John talk about his family and how he could turn, immigrant story. And also it's a lot of, sometimes it could be like abusive, or it could be things that, you go through that are real.
You're telling your
truth. And he turned it into this like amazing show that connected with the audience and made them laugh. So then that's why I was like, yes. And then solo performance sort of just like started to show itself as that this was my vehicle. I was able to go from character to character pretty easily. I wanted to get into roles, but I wasn't also cast in roles.
But this was interesting to me. You were doing one of your shows, and that's where you met Tanya Sriracha, who is the showrunner for VIDA.
Right.
So what show were you doing, and what did she say when she approached you about your show?
Well, I've known Tanya for a bit, because she's like an amazing playwright. So I've known of her ever work. And then when my play as a playwright, my solo play Ser, actually named me, but also was what got her attention.
How does that come about, Ser? Your real name is Karen.
Well, my birth name is Karen, and at one point it just didn't feel right. And then I was like, well, what does? What is that? And then when I really was reflecting over some time, the only thing that really, really spoke to me was Ser, the name of my show. And having also to get over the fact that it would be the name of my show and my name, and then just to be it's a process. And it was like I was doing the theater, the solo performance, the playwriting, along with discovering who I was. So that's what happened.
Let me just get to the role, because it's an exciting series, Yeah. I read the script, and you're playing Eddie. Tell us about your role. Who the role is, and the story, what you can say about, because it's not a lot of people know about it. So tell us about it.
Yes, well, Eddie Martinez is definitely part of the East Side. So you're gonna see Eddie be representing the queer East Side community. But also when you have these 2 sisters that come back home, they're both estranged from each other. One lives in Chicago, one lives in San Francisco, and they come back home because their mother dies. And so that's where the story starts. They come back, and then boom, they come home, but they left home for a reason.
How do you interact with the sisters?
So
who are you
that's
to
the thing.
them?
They come back home and they discover that their mom had a whole other life that they had no idea about. And they were married, and she was married to me.
Wow.
Hi.
Stepmom, hi.
That's amazing.
Obviously, these kinds of roles give actors or such as yourself, opportunities to be yourself on camera as well, right? So,
well, in a way, yes, because it's great because I'm playing. That's me, but the character Eddie is actually butch lesbian. So that's a different kind of identity that I don't identify with, but that it's kind of hard to explain, but it is two different identities, so it's cool, but it is great to be able to talk and to be able to play a role that is centered to the story, that's queer, that's masculine presenting. Because a lot of times that you see on television, it'll be like feminine women playing lesbians.
Right.
And so this is actually a masculine of center lesbian. So it's like butch lesbian. This is like never been done.
And it takes place in Boyle Heights, right?
East Side.
East Side.
That's what I was
Okay.
gonna say, and a Latino character.
And a
to
Latino.
boot.
But
Yes.
let me tell you a
Exactly.
few of the things that she's won. She won the 2017 prestigious Maria Fornes playwriting workshop at the University of Chicago. So she's got it going on. I'm sure you have a lot of stories that you're writing right now that
Yes.
you will be telling. And you also received a Cultural Trailblazer Award by the Department of Cultural Affairs.
Congratulations on
So-
that.
so-
So deserved.
So there's so much, and there's so much to you and your character, but we look forward to seeing it and seeing your character develop. And I think it's a trailblazing series. And where can we find out about your one man, one woman, or one person shows?
Yeah, great.
And all that. Where can we find it?
Well, right now on Instagram.
Instagram.
And
What is your
Facebook
Instagram?
and Twitter. So it's my full name, Ser Anzoategui.
Anzoategui.
Yeah, so SERANZOATEGUI.
Oh, we got it. We got that name. And
I
we're,
just ran out of breath. So that's my whole name.
thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Okay,
Really
we'll
nice
be
having
right back. Don't go away because there's a lot more in store, and we're going to talk to a young gentleman, a young kid, who is the next Karate Kid.
Cobra Kai takes place 30 years after the events of the original Karate Kid. You have Ralph Macchio, Daniel, and Billy Zabka Johnny, who are both living their own lives, but through a certain case of events, they end up coming back together.
It's a talk show like no other.
I said, what if Latinos had a chance to do our own programming? Like, what would we do?
Exactly.
Okay, so
Salud. Exclusive celebrity interviews.
That I am telling everybody and telling the world right now that yes, I am.
The Trend Talk with Naibe Reynoso and Belle Hernandez.
And follow us on social media. Find us on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube at The Trend Talk Show. Born in Los Angeles, California in 2001, our next guest, Xolo Mariduena, got his first taste of the entertainment industry at 3 days old. But he grew up and he became a full-fledged actor, having a recurring role in Parenthood. And he's also the star of another amazing series. Hi, Xolo. Welcome
Hello.
to
the Trend Talk. Thank you guys so much. Thank you.
Okay,
you
so
for joining.
you were in a radio station at 3 years old. Did you crawl there? How?
No, he couldn't. He's 3 years old.
Sounds weird. It sounds like the situations
3 days
don't seem to add up. But my mom was a radio show host and a producer at Power 106 for a show that they do called The Wake Up Show, which was a hip hop show with Sway and Tech.
Wow.
So she would bring me along with her, and that was for the first 3 or 4 years of my life. And then later on, 10 or so years later, I got into the industry.
And you have an amazing background because you are a Mexican, Cuban, Ecuadorian heritage. Your unique name means dog star in the indigenous Nahuatl language.
Yes.
So what kind of Latino traditions do you celebrate at home?
The food is delicious, first of all.
But is it like Cuban food, Ecuadorian food, all of the above?
It's everything. It's not even just Cuban, Ecuadorian, and Mexicano food, but it's mainly Mexicana because my mom is Mexicana. Both of my parents at home are Mexicana and Cubano, so it's a lot of Mexican food, it's a lot of Cubano food, but just in general, the flavors and the traditions themselves are also, they mix in together perfectly.
Do you still get recognized for Parenthood?
Sometimes. Hardcore fans, yes, but I have grown like 2 feet since the show ended.
Yeah, when kid stars, they grow and sometimes they're not recognizable.
Especially when you don't age well like I do.
Oh, come on.
That's hilarious.
So I've grown a little bit. My hair is super crazy.
And I was so excited to meet you because you're in kind of like the Karate Kid reboot. The Karate Kid, the original movie, is one of my all-time favorite movies. I had a huge crush on Ralph Macchio.
Points or no points, you're dead meat.
I don't have much of a cheering section. You got me.
In the end, it will be in Daniel's hands. In his body. And most of all, in his mind.
Concentrate, focus, power. Remember balance. No mercy.
Columbia Pictures presents The Karate Kid.
Hey, what kind of belt do you have?
JC Penney, 398.
So now you can have a huge crush on.
Well, he's a little too young for me. My daughter, she's 14. But talk to us about this Karate Kid reboot that you're starring in called Cobra Kai.
So Cobra Kai takes place 30 years after the events of the original Karate Kid. You have Ralph Macchio, Daniel, and Billy Zabka Johnny, who are both living their own lives, but through a certain case of events, they end up coming back together, and the rivalry is reignited, and that's where I'm just kind of thrown in the mix and all that.
So did you have to learn karate moves?
Yeah, so I actually did karate first, second grade, and I thought, after booking the role that it would help me, but that was not the case at all.
No?
It's so much harder to get back into things once you've stopped for 10 or so years.
Oh, so you took it up again?
Exactly. So every day for 4 or 5 months, we would just do training, 2 to 3 hours a day.
So what is Ralph Macchio? I'm still fangirling over him. I mean, he was what is it like to work with him? And is he still a good guy?
Is he executive producing?
No, he's actually in the show. No, he's in the show. He's one of the most down-to-earth people I've ever met. Super duper genuine, very, very nice. Still looks super duper young. And it's really surreal watching the Karate Kid and then seeing him on screen as a kid and then getting to meet him and getting to work with him, and especially Billy and everyone else on the show. It's really been such a privilege, and working with everyone on the show is so great.
Do they still play like rivals, like he's the good guy, the other guy's the bad guy, and all of that?
So the roles are a little bit switched up. There's not really a set good guy and a set bad guy. You kind of just have to interpret it in your own way depending on what your morals are, what you believe in.
And that series is airing on YouTube Red, which is an amazing new, form of media that young kids consume. So what was it like for you to, to be on a show that airs on YouTube Red? Like, for you, it's probably second nature because you're so young, and that's what you guys watch, right? YouTube.
Yeah, I mean, so I grew up watching YouTube. I still use YouTube for things like if I need to know how to do something, if I need to look something up, I go to YouTube, and there's tutorials all over the place. But now with the new YouTube Red series, they have a bunch of original series. And they're coming out with their new original content, and it was a little bit of it's almost you have to double take and kind of re-look and watch a lot of their stuff because it's so new, and you're used to the things like Netflix and Hulu and cable that all have their shows, but now with this new YouTube Red thing, it's
what role do you wish you could do in the future?
What role do I? Doing a Marvel movie would be.
Yes.
That's at
the Latino Marvel character. You're it.
Nova.
I'm predicting this. I'm predicting this. You're going to be the next Marvel superhero because we need a Latino, and you have, you have a little bit of everything. The Cuban, Ecuadorian. Why not you, right?
I could be any of them.
And the karate. Real quick question. I'm so curious because you've started your career at such a young age. What was your biggest splurge when you got that big paycheck?
Oh. To be quite honest, my mom never. So saving up for college is the biggest thing, but food. I spend a lot of.
Really?
I spend a lot of money on food. Not a lot of money. Not an unreasonable amount of money, but
more than the regular.
Right. Right. But I love eating burgers and stuff like that. So I try to go to a new burger place every weekend with my best friend.
See, that's splurging on
So
his
yeah, it's kind of splurging. But I eat at the house.
So tell us where we can find you on social media.
Social media, Instagram is my name, Xolo Mariduena, with an underscore in the middle, and Twitter and Facebook are the same thing.
All right. Awesome. Well, thank you so much. Such a pleasure meeting you.
Thank you so much for having me.
Next Marvel, come on. It's going to be you. I know it.
That's right.
Don't go away, because coming up we have a lot more here on the Trend Talk. Smart homes, what does that mean?
Well, it's here to stay. So basically, with the invention of social media, we want instant gratification.
Right.
So this applies to not only your home life, but practicality. So all these gadgets in your property, in your home, yes, it's here to stay. It's a huge topic, yes.
It's a talk show like no other.
I said, what if Latinos had a chance to do our own programming? Like, what would we do?
Exactly.
Okay, so
Salud. Exclusive celebrity interviews.
That I am telling everybody and telling the world right now that yes, I am.
The Trend Talk with Naibe Reynoso and Bel Hernandez.
And follow us on social media. Find us on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube at The Trend Talk Show. We want to welcome back our real estate expert, Cesar Melendrez. He is the president of the luxury real estate company, Lowell and Vanderbilt, and of course our in-house expert of all things real estate. Because,
love the honor, thank you.
Because that's an exciting topic, right?
It's a huge role, yes.
You can make a lot of money buying and selling real estate and obviously investing in your own home. And speaking of that, talk to us about smart homes, because we are a trending topic show, and that's trending. Smart homes, what does that mean?
Well, it's here to stay. So basically, with the invention of social media, we want instant gratification.
Right.
So this applies to not only your home life, but practicality. So all these gadgets in your property, in your home, yes, it's here to stay. It's a huge topic, yes.
Alexa, order current shopping list.
What would you like to order?
Right. And for someone that's a techie, like my husband loves technology, he is buying everything tech for the home. And that's a good thing because it increases your home value, right? Talk to us about that.
It's a huge demand for smart technology. Buyers are willing to overpay on listing prices just to have smart features in their home.
Right. And smart, it kind of reminds me of the Jetsons. When you wake up and you're like, you just say, make the coffee, and it automatically makes, but there's actually things that can do stuff like that. So let's go one by one because there's many tech gadgets. Okay, let's start with Amazon Echo. What does that do?
So Echo is a smart, intelligent personal assistant designed by Amazon. Mm-hmm. So essentially you speak and my wish is my command, it happens, just as you say with the coffee.
So give me an example of something I could say, like literally as soon as I wake up, I can tell my house to do something?
Yes.
Okay, like what?
Example, Alexa, turn on music. Music will pop on. Alexa, please turn the AC on to 70 degrees at your fingertips.
Wow. Why need a husband if you can just get a smart home, right?
I totally agree.
Okay, what about Blink?
Okay, so Blink is a security camera, very small. It's very, it meshes with the background of the house. You can't even see it. So it's basically a security camera, but it's all controlled by your mobile device.
And you could see what's happening in your home from your mobile device?
So you could be anywhere in the world and find exactly what's in your house and what's happening.
That's amazing. Okay, Kivo.
So Kivo is a cordless entry doorway. So if you're carrying 2 grocery bags in your hands trying to get in the house, the door automatically unlocks with your fob key.
It's kind of like a car. That's what happens with our cars, but in the home. Okay, Nest.
Okay, Nest is smart technology for your appliances. So imagine you order groceries through your refrigerator instantly through Amazon.
Love it. So I can say, I need eggs, milk, and a little bit of champagne.
It's on the way.
I love it. I love it. What about Ring?
So Ring actually is a camera on your front door. So when someone rings your doorbell, you can see exactly who's at your front doorstep with the control of your mobile device.
That's amazing. Well, Cesar, thank you so much for all your insight. Smart homes are the way to go. They increase the value of your home and obviously make your life a little easier. Till we meet again.
You got it. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Oh, real quickly, where can people find you if they want more information on?
Sure, we're on social media under Lowell Vanderbilt or our website, lowellvanderbilt.com.
That's right. Thank you so much. We will be right back with a lot more on the Trend Talk, so don't go away.
Well, that's it for our show today. Thank you so much for joining us, and we thank our guests for being here with us.
That's right, and I want to give a special Trend Talk Trendsetter shout out to poet YESIKA Salgado. She's Salvadorian from Los Angeles, and in her poetry, she talks about her city, her culture, and her fabulous full figure. Take a look.
If I am still that woman that used to pretend to be other women on the internet just to feel loved, is this another woman I am pretending to be? Because I love myself. I swear I do. There isn't a day that I don't praise this body and how it forgives me, how it saves me, how it lets me live here, lets me be this unapologetic, be this fat girl glory, be this sweet skin, be this thick love, and I believe in this love.
Well, that was amazing. And remember, tune in next time and also follow us on social media on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Because you know, if it's trending, we're talking!